All right, in this video, we are going to be discussing the top 5 Jest CLI options to boost the productivity of JavaScript developers. These are often overlooked or underutilized. I want to make sure you know they're there and that you can use them to boost your productivity. The first one is finding and listing related tests. What this does is shows you the tests that are related to a particular source file so that you know which spec to go over and edit if you see that there is some coverage missing, and where to go and add extra tests if you're editing a file and need to add tests. Here in this particular project, you can see that I have editors with an editor spec and names with a name spec. I want to know which tests are related to names.js. If I left off the list tests, it would just go ahead and run the tests, and you might want to just run the tests related to a particular file. But in this case, I want to know what those tests are. Let's take a look at that. And so you can see that the names spec is the only test suite that is related to the names module. And you'll notice that it says list tests, but if you look at name spec, you'll see there's one test in there. But if we did this again for editors, it shows us editor spec. You can see that there are 2 tests in there. What this is really showing you is the files that contain the tests. So you're not getting a listing of tests, but this is what you want. You want to know what the file is. So that makes perfect sense there. The next one is to run tests that were impacted by the last commit. So this could be you doing a code review and you only want to see the tests from the last commit, or you want to check on your own changes compared to what you have now. So running tests impacted by the last commit. If we look here, the last commit is update return val for other cases, and that's an update that I did earlier. And you can see that only the editor's JS file was impacted by that commit. I would expect to only see the editor's spec there. So let's check that out. So just last commit. And that's it. We only have the one suite, the editor's spec. And just to show you that that is really giving us what we expect, you can see that there is a name spec and an editor spec. Okay. Next, we want to run tests that have changed since a particular commit. So again, if we look at the git log here, we can see that the last time the names spec was changed was way back in commit 84988FB. So as long as I only take commits after that, then I should still only see editors JS. So if we grab this, say changed since, and we'll put in that commit, I still only get the editor spec, because since that commit, only editor's spec has changed. All right, so to prove that out, we'll go back one more so that change since will include name spec. And you can see that we're getting name spec and editor spec. All right. Next, I want to run tests from multiple projects at one time. This is nice if you're working on 2 different repos and you want to just kick off everything at once and not have to kick off two different Jest jobs. You can kick them both off and get the results back. So let's take a look at that. So Jest projects, and I want the current project, plus I want the project that is a sibling called your project, and I want to run them both. And you can see that the current project editor spec ran, and then from your project the name spec ran, and then the name spec from this project, and so you can see them both there. Next, I might want to be notified when tests are done. These are small projects that I created for this video, but generally tests take a fairly long time to run on some of the larger projects I work on, and Jest is not known for being especially speedy, and so you may want to kick it off and go do something else and get informed rather than going back and checking on it. And so we'll go ahead and do the same command we just did, running both projects, although this won't take that long, and wait to be notified when they are done. And you can see in the upper right hand corner we get the results in the notification banner. All right, so those are 5 Jest CLI options to boost your productivity. And when working with Jest, anytime you can gain productivity and get things done faster, that is fantastic. This is especially useful with narrowing down the tests that you're running at a given time and checking to see what has changed across commits. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more content very soon. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.